Bizarre Brain Comics. Hello, my comic book friends, and welcome to Bizarre Brain Comics. I am Gary, your host. This is where I like to take a look at some older comics, talk a little bit about the characters and creators, and then examine the stories and the art. This time I want to take a look at this graphic novel here. This is from 2020. This is Just Beyond the Horror at Happy Landings. Written by R.L. Stine, with art by Kelly and Nicole Matthews, with this great cover by Julian Totino. Tesco? I forgot. I can't read my own writing. That's Julian Totino Tedesco. I think that's how you pronounce his name. And this is part of a series of graphic novels by R.L. Stine. From what I understand, this is the first stuff that he has written specifically for the comics medium, or at least he created this series. And of course, these are for like kids, middle readers, like junior high and stuff. That's about the age of the characters involved, main characters involved. And of course, R.L. Stine is best known for his best-selling series Goosebumps, as well as for older readers, Fear Street, and he's done some adult horror novels as well. And this Just Beyond, from what I understand, I have not seen it, is also a series, TV series of a total of 8 episodes, I think is what the thing said, for on Disney Plus. And I liked this. Kelly and Nicole Matthews, who are the artists, who do both this one and at least one other graphic novel in this series. And they're a pair of twin sisters who work together to produce artworks and graphic novels, and they've worked on a variety of projects such as Power of the Dark Crystal and Pandora's Legacy and Just Beyond, and covers for Valiant Comics. And they've done some spicier work too, like Filthy Figments and Smut Peddler. And I couldn't find much on these sisters when I was trying to research. It was just all I could find was just a couple of brief paragraphs. Well, I can find a lot of stuff that they've done, but I can't find much actually on them. But I think they did a fine job. And of course, this story is a full-length graphic novel, and this book also features a little teaser for something that's unrelated. All My Friends Are Ghosts, another series, and has a teaser for another, Welcome to Beast Island, also done by Kelly and Nicole Matthews on the art. And before we take a closer look at it, and if you would like to help support this channel, you you can do so by getting your own character cards, such as these, featuring comic book characters, mythology, comic strip, cartoons, science fiction such as Star Trek, Star Wars. Take your pick. It's just what you might be interested in. Just let me know here at my email address, and I'll see what I can do to meet your needs. And okay, here we are back at Just Beyond. And this is of a science fiction nature, and it is mild horror. It's in a way, it's humor as well. Well, it's got humor. Most of the R.L. Stine's Jr. stuff has humor in it. The main characters in this are two siblings, a boy and a girl, are Annie and Parker, and that also features their cousin Clark. But also has another pair of siblings. And they're aliens from outer space. They are Juniper and Zammy, and they're from Mars. But here we see the kids with their family out in the woods on a camping trip. And of course they have their own little things. Meanwhile, in the same area is this UFO coming down and landing in the same area. And they are morons from Mars. You can see the nice artwork. And the little Martian beings, they look like tribbles with arms and legs. If you're familiar with tribbles from Star Trek, everybody knows tribbles. And they had snuck aboard that, because it was just like an observation ship, stopped that down, and they had snuck aboard, and then they got off, and the thing took off without them. But it also left behind another Martian critter, some kind of bird, angry bird. There it is. And it's a weird bird critter, and it attacked the human kids' parents, and they were out and about. Meanwhile, it did no real harm. It frightened them. And they also realized how weird it looked. The little Martian kids met Annie and Parker out in the woods, but instead of becoming friends, they were able to enter their bodies, into their minds, just phase right into their brains and take over their bodies, because they needed help, and able to put the kids' consciousness to sleep, and because they were trying to figure out, because there was a device on that bird. They needed to catch the bird, but the bird was hunting them. But they needed to catch that bird because it has a device on them that can will allow them to call for help, someone come and pick them up. So that's kind of where the horror aspect comes in. It's just very mild horror, if you wanted to even call it that. Meanwhile, the cousin Clark playing tricks and stuff, and in the process he realizes and finds out that the kids have been taken over by the little aliens. They wind up going home. They don't know how to deal with that in the culture. They don't know what's what. It's just some silly stuff like the kids standing in the toilet because they don't know what it is, and other things. And when the aliens come out of the kids' bodies, they don't remember what's happened. Of course, they do know about the little aliens, but they can't get anybody to believe them. And the kid Clark, the cousin Clark, he tells the adults about that something weird is going on, and he's not believed either. I think he's still trying to play pranks because he's a prankster, and shows him with trying to interact with friends. He says, "You guys are acting weird," and so the little Martians take off and they get lost. They get out of the bodies. They and the cousin Clark, he spots them and he chases them, and they zap into this guy's head and have him take them back to the kids' place. They take over the kids again. They try to get back out to the woods, steal the car, wind up crashing the car because they don't know how to drive, and but they do get back to the woods, and cousin Clark has followed them on his skateboard. Meanwhile, they're trying to get the bird, and cousin Clark catches them, and he wants to try to use them to make money and stuff. Chapter 13, he convinces the human kids they trap him in this old cabin. Meanwhile, they had got the gizmo from the bird, called for help, but they only have a limited window to get back on the spaceship. Meanwhile, they're trapped in there, and the bird crashes through the window, trying to because he wants to eat the little aliens, and they manage to get out and get on the alien ship. Oh, we made it. But while not quite, the door went shut, it's stuck. They managed to get in, and cousin Clark did too. So, I got you. But, wait, hey, open that door. Stop this thing, you two. Do something. What can we do? We're just passengers. We already took off. No, this can't be happening. Let me out. And then the adults, creepy looking. Why are you so nervous? You like scary things, right? You're going to love Mars. So Clark wound up on a one-way trip to Mars. Oh, it's a fun little graphic novel. Good for kids. Some really nice artwork. I noticed that there seems to be a strong manga influence in the stylization of the characters and figures of the human characters. As well told, some good consistent work on the figures and faces, good facial expressions, good means of conveying the emotions of the characters. I like the artwork. I admit I'm completely ignorant of these artists until this, but I really like the cover illustration. That's what first caught my attention, which is what it's for. And all around, it's a decent story, good story for kids. It's fun, kind of funny, a little creepy spots, some very, very slight horror aspects to it. It's almost more like a low grade Twilight Zone type story. And I can recommend it if you want. So please like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment. Do you like this artwork? Do you like R.L. Stine and all that other stuff? Let me know. And thank you for joining me. And remember, comics are art.